Why most people stay broke and how financial literacy changes everything.
Imagine waking up tomorrow and finding out that you've been playing the game of money completely wrong. Not because you're lazy, not because you're not smart, but because nobody ever taught you the rules. Think about it. We spend years learning math, science, history, and geography. But almost nobody teaches us how to manage money. Nobody teaches us how to budget. Nobody teaches us how investing works. Nobody teaches us how debt can quietly destroy our future. And nobody teaches us how wealth is actually built. So people enter adulthood with a job, a paycheck, and a bank account, but no financial education. Then they wonder why they constantly feel stressed about money. Today, we're going to talk about financial literacy. Not complicated Wall Street strategies, not get-rich-quick schemes. Just the simple principles that can completely transform your financial future. And if you stay until the end, you'll understand why financial literacy might be the most important skill nobody teaches in school. Chapter 1. What is financial literacy? Financial literacy is simply the ability to understand and manage money effectively. That's it. It's knowing how money works, how to earn it, how to save it, how to invest it, how to protect it, and how to make it grow. Financial literacy doesn't mean becoming a financial expert. It doesn't mean staring at stock charts all day. It doesn't mean becoming a millionaire overnight. It means making smart decisions with money
consistently. Because here's the truth. The amount of money you earn matters. But how you manage it matters even more. There are people earning six figures who live paycheck to paycheck. And there are people earning average incomes who quietly build wealth for decades. The difference is often financial literacy. Money isn't just about income. It's about behavior. Chapter 2. The paycheck trap. Most people believe the solution to financial problems is earning more money. If I could just get a raise, if I could just make an extra $1,000 a month, if I could just land a better job, then everything would be fine. But reality tells a different story. Many people receive raises and still struggle financially. Why? Because their spending rises with their income. This is called lifestyle inflation. The more money they make, the more money they spend. They upgrade their car. They upgrade their phone. They upgrade their clothes. They upgrade their lifestyle. And suddenly, they're earning more than ever, yet saving nothing. The paycheck trap happens when every dollar you earn immediately gets spent. You're working harder, making more, but never getting ahead. Financial literacy teaches you a simple lesson. Income creates opportunity, but savings create freedom. The power of spending less than you earn. This sounds incredibly simple, because it is. Yet millions of people fail to do it. The foundation of wealth is spending less than you earn. Not investing, not trading, not starting a business. Those things can help later. But first, you need a gap. A gap between what comes in and what goes out. That gap becomes savings. Savings become investments. Investments become wealth. Without that gap, nothing else matters. Imagine two people. One earns $50,000 per year and saves 20%. The other earns $100,000 per year and spends everything. Who is building wealth? The first person. Because wealth is not determined by income, it's determined by what you keep. Why budgets are freedom. Many people hate the word budget. They think a budget means restrictions, no fun, no freedom. But that's backwards. A budget actually creates freedom Because a budget tells your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. Without a budget, money disappears. Small purchases add up, subscriptions pile up, impulse spending grows, and suddenly your paycheck is gone. A budget gives every dollar a purpose. Housing, food, transportation, savings, investments, entertainment. When you know where your money is going, you gain control. And control reduces stress. Money problems often aren't caused by a lack of money, they're caused by a lack of awareness. 5. The danger of debt. Debt can be useful, but it can also be dangerous. The problem isn't debt itself. The problem is consumer debt. Using borrowed money to buy things that lose value. Credit card debt is one of the biggest financial traps in the world. Why? Because interest works against you. Let's say you buy something for $1,000 on a credit card. If you don't pay it off quickly, interest starts accumulating, month after month, year after year. That $1,000 purchase can end up costing far more than the original price. Meanwhile, your future income becomes tied to your past spending. You're paying for yesterday instead of building tomorrow. Financial literacy teaches one powerful rule: avoid high-interest debt whenever possible, because debt steals future opportunities. 6. The emergency fund. Life is unpredictable. Cars break down. Medical bills appear. Jobs disappear. Unexpected expenses happen. The question isn't if, it's when. That's why an emergency fund is so important. An emergency fund is money set aside specifically for emergencies. Not vacations, not shopping, not entertainment. Emergencies. It acts like a financial shock absorber. Without it, people often turn to credit cards when problems arise. With it, unexpected expenses become inconveniences instead of disasters. Financial peace begins with preparation. And preparation starts with an emergency fund. The secret of investing. Most people think investing is risky, but not investing may be even riskier, because inflation quietly reduces purchasing power over time. Money sitting idle loses value. Investing allows your money to grow, but the real magic isn't investing. The real magic is time. Let's imagine you invest a small amount consistently every month. Not thousands, just a reasonable amount. Over years and decades, those investments begin generating returns. Then, those returns generate more returns, and those returns generate even more returns. This process is called compound growth. It's often described as one of the most powerful forces in finance, because eventually, your money starts working for you, instead of you working for money forever. Time is your greatest asset. Many people delay investing. They think they'll start later, when they earn more, when life settles down, when they feel ready. But time is something you can never get back. The earlier you start, the more powerful compounding becomes. Imagine planting a tree. The best time to plant it was years ago. The second best time is today. The same applies to investing. You don't need perfect timing. You need time in the market. Waiting often costs more than starting small. 9. Assets versus liabilities. One of the simplest concepts in financial literacy is understanding the difference between assets and liabilities. Assets put money into your pocket. Liabilities take money out of your pocket. Assets can include investments, businesses, rental properties, and income-producing resources. Liabilities often include debt and expenses that require ongoing payments The wealthy tend to acquire assets.
The average person often focuses primarily on consumption. One group buys things that generate income. The other buys things that generate bills. Financial literacy teaches you to ask one simple question before spending money. Will this make me richer or poorer over time? That question alone can change your financial future.
10. The psychology of money. Money is emotional. People often think financial decisions are logical. They're not. Fear affects spending. Stress affects spending. Peer pressure affects spending. Advertising affects spending. Many purchases have nothing to do with necessity. They're about emotions, status, comfort, approval, identity. Financial literacy isn't just understanding numbers. It's understanding yourself. Because if emotions control your money will never stay under control. Learning to delay gratification is one of the most valuable financial skills you can develop. The ability to say not now often leads to greater rewards later. 11. Building multiple income streams. Relying on a single source of income can be risky. If that income disappears, financial problems can appear quickly. That's why many financially successful people develop additional income streams. It could be investing, a side business, freelance work, digital products, content creation, or other opportunities. The goal isn't to work non-stop. The goal is diversification, because financial stability improves when money comes from multiple sources. A single stream can dry up. Multiple streams create resilience. Financial freedom means different things to different people. For some, it's retiring early. For others, it's traveling. For others, it's simply living without constant financial stress. But financial freedom doesn't happen by accident. It happens through consistent decisions repeated over many years. Saving, investing, avoiding unnecessary debt, living below your means, making intentional financial choices. There is no secret shortcut, no magic formula, no overnight success. Just simple habits repeated consistently. And those habits compound over time. Conclusion. The biggest financial mistake most people make isn't spending too much. It isn't investing too little. It isn't choosing the wrong job. It's remaining financially illiterate. Because when you don't understand money, every financial decision becomes harder. But when you learn how money works, everything changes. You stop reacting. You start planning. You stop surviving. You start building. Remember, spend less than you earn. Avoid unnecessary debt. Build an emergency fund. Invest consistently. Give your money time to grow. These principles aren't exciting. They're not flashy, but they work. And decades from now, your future self will be grateful that you started learning financial literacy today. Because financial literacy isn't about becoming rich. It's about gaining control of your life. And that might be the most valuable investment you'll ever make.